Hello! Today Noob does top 5 ways to find a location for your ice and water vending machines yourself. So if you watch any of my previous videos, I claim all the time that I am not a pitchman, I'm not a salesperson. Finding locations is hard for me, so I've tried to think outside the box, try to find some different ways of how I could get my ice and water vending machines placed, and I found some that have worked for me, and some of these were very close to working, just a little legal issues maybe with the town or the city they were in, but great ideas, things that I think anybody can do even if you're not a salesperson. So we'll go from 5 to 1 being the best and the one I'm most excited to share with you all, and the one that was most successful for me. But let's start with number 5. Real quick, all the video clips you're going to see in this video are the actual locations that I tried these methods on. So just keep that in mind as I'm doing the voiceover. These are the locations that I used each one of these methods to find. So number 5, I've made some shorts about it before, but it's just watching your surroundings. Wherever you go regularly, just keep an eye out, see things that change that may benefit you. For example, the Goodwill I go to all the time to find things to resell when I was trying that had an ATM in the parking lot, Bank of America ATM, not a building, just an ATM. And I noticed that multiple times. It's kind of weird to see an ATM on its own for an actual bank, so I made note of it. Well, then one day I went and the ATM was gone, and it was just a blank cement slab right in the parking spot, or the parking lot, and I thought that would be a great place for one of my small water and ice machines. So I started looking around the strip mall area, if you want to call it that, to try and find a broker's phone number. Happened to find a suite that wasn't being rented out, had a phone number on the window, called them, and sure enough, they are renting out, or trying to find someone to rent out that spot as well where the ATM used to be. So I worked with them, got a bunch of numbers put together, got all the way to a contract actually, and then when I got a plumber out there before I signed the contract to see how much it would cost to run the water to that little island in the parking lot, because it had electricity already for the ATM, had the cement slab already for the ATM, but didn't have water. The plumber told me it's going to be a ton of money. I'd probably never make my money back at that price, and so I decided it wasn't for me. But I found someone on Facebook Marketplace, I believe, that mentioned, or maybe it's Craigslist, that mentioned they were looking for locations and willing to pay a finder's fee. So I reached out to them, let them know the details, and if you watched my short on this, they ended up signing the contract, paying me $1,000, and they have a water and ice machine. They're up and running now. They must have found a better plumber that could do it for a lot cheaper, but I'm excited for them, excited for me. That's the number 5 way. Just watch your surroundings, pay attention to things that change. The number 4 way is to make a post in Facebook Marketplace. You can either say you're trying to sell your machines because you can't find a location, but you're still open to a location, or you can just list them at 0 and let people know that, hey, you're looking for a location, you're willing to pay rent, profit share if they have a location for you. I did this. There was a point where I was trying to sell my machines because it was taking forever to find locations. Took a year, which I'll go over more here in a little bit, and I got several people that reached out to me saying, hey, how much are these machines? I told them, they're like, oh, that's too much for me, but I already have a location in mind. I own this property here, this property here. And so I'd talk with them, try and get a little bit more information about them, and let them know, hey, I'm open to profit share or renting that spot from you if it looks great and works out. And one of them, I was really close. We had an agreement in place. I went out and measured it. It would have been perfect for my large water and ice machine right on a main road. It was going to be fantastic. Then I reached out to the city, and they said that the machine had to be set off the road 20 feet, and there was only about 10 feet before there was a brick wall that I couldn't knock down because it was this person's property, and they were just renting me the front part of it. So that didn't work out, but it was very close to working out, and it would have been awesome if it did for my large machine. Now, really quick side note, I know a lot of people talk bad about Facebook and how it's an old person place and the younger generation doesn't do it, but if you're trying to make money, you want to be in the old person place, because those people are looking for ways to make money themselves, so they're open to ideas like this, or they have the money to spend. But Facebook Marketplace specifically is great because it is localized, so you can list something and only those around you in most cases will be the ones looking for it as well, And so it gives you that area. You're not going to find someone in the next state over like, oh, I got property for you, right? But so that's great. That's number 4. The number 3 way that I found is very helpful and good for people that aren't salesmen like me is to use Craigslist, KSL, whatever your local posting pages are in your area, and find people that have posted commercial property for lease. You reach out to them. Sometimes as a broker, it's better if you can find an owner that's listing it themselves, and you pitch them the idea through email, not face-to-face, but you pitch them the idea of renting you just a small portion, a corner of their property, and letting you place your water and ice vending machine there. I did that a couple times. There was one broker that was really close. It was maybe a quarter acre lot, commercial lot that they've been trying to rent out. I think they wanted $2,500 a month in rent, which probably isn't bad if you're using the whole thing. And I reached out to him, told him I only need about 2 parking spot sizes of space, and I'd be willing to pay for that. The broker thought it was a great idea because that property hadn't been making any money for a while, and reached out to the owner. The owner shot it down, but it gave me hope that this idea would work, and I think it will, because a lot of those properties aren't making any money. So if you can give them even some income and then let them know, hey, you can still rent out the rest and make even more income, I think they'll be open to it. And this person, the broker thought it was a great idea, but the owner wasn't. So that's way number 3. Way number 2 is to purchase commercial property. Now, this is kind of a cop-out because you have to have the money to do it up front, or be able to get a loan. But I did find a property that was the perfect size, perfect price to fit my ice machine on my large one, and would have been a great area. It was right on a main road. It was very small. A lot of other commercial businesses wouldn't have been able to go in there. And it was only $57,000, which is a lot of money. But for commercial property, that would have been perfect for my machine. It was not much at all. And then I would have been paying rent. It would have been great. But didn't work out. I reached out to a commercial realtor because I've never purchased commercial real estate before, and they kind of dragged their feet, wanted to check everything off, cross the T's, dot the I's, of just even thinking about making an offer, and by that time it's sold. But if you have the money, this is a great way to do it. You don't have to worry about landlord or anything like that. If you do end up selling your machine down the road, you could be the landlord and then making rental revenue off that spot instead of making money off the machine. So that's way number 2. All right, here we are, method number 1, and my favorite, the one I can't wait to share with you all, is once again using Facebook. I think Facebook is great for people that aren't pitchmen or salespeople, because other people are there looking as well, and it's all digital communication, virtual communication, no face-to-face. You have time to think of your response instead of just having to be ready on the spot. But number 1 way is to post in RV parks and mobile home park for sale groups. There's several of them on Facebook. The problem with this is they're not very localized like Facebook Marketplace is. It could be over the whole country that people are looking to buy and sell these RV park, mobile home parks. But I have found more locations willing to have me place my water and ice machines there doing this than any of these other methods. These other methods I found 1 or 2. This method I found maybe 10 or even more. There were so many people from just 30 minutes away from me to people in different states willing to have a water and ice machine placed there. So this is the one that I think is the best. There's 2 large groups on Facebook. One for RV park for sale, RV park owners for sale, I think it is called, and then another one for mobile home park owners for sale, or mobile home parks for sale by owners, something like that. And they do get a lot of spam. A lot of people join these groups and just spam them, but you can get in, get your message up there in front of eyeballs. People will reach out to you. The admins might take it down because you're not necessarily selling a RV park or mobile home park. You're more selling an amenity to add to it. But the owners are super excited about it. I had one owner reach out to me. He has an RV park, 2 mobile home parks, and we made an agreement to place my 3 smaller water and ice vending machines there. I'm currently in the process of getting the electricity ran from where it is to where it needs to be for the machine, getting the cement slabs laid down for the machines. But the contract's already signed. It's a great profit sharing contract. They're covering the utilities, which is awesome. And I'll finally have my machines out of storage, so I'm not paying to store them, have them up and running, making money. I then did it a second time, the same method, a second time for my large water and ice machine. And I now have a solid lead on that. I'm going to go look at an RV park to place that at, and it'd be great. It'd be a similar thing, profit share, probably cover utilities as well, and it'd be great. It's just that this method is so amazing to me. I was so happy when I thought about it. I had to share with you all. So I basically made this whole video just to share this one point with you all. Now, those are the top 5 methods of how I've found that anyone can use to place their water or find spots for their water and ice machines. For people that are introverts, if you want to call them that, not salespeople, not pitch people, these will work. They've worked for me, and they'll work for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and also go check out my other videos. There's some great information in those as well. Talk to you in the next one.